is Nick with Teach All Tech Tuesdays, here to talk to you about what's going on this week with Bitcoin, Apple's new rules for the App Store, and talking a little bit about net neutrality. Let's start with Bitcoin. So CBOE, the world's largest futures exchange, just started hosting Bitcoin as a futures contract option starting this last Sunday. And this is a pretty big step because it's a little bit of an acceptance of Bitcoin on Wall Street, and it's going to be followed by the CME group launching their future exchange in December as well. This is expected to stabilize the price of Bitcoin because it has been relatively volatile recently. And there's a couple mechanisms in place that trigger when there's more than a 10% or a 20% change in the currency, which stops contracts from trading for 2 and 5 minutes respectively. As it becomes more acceptable as a mainstream investment vehicle, this means that it will be subject to regulation. There's going to be more rules put in place around it, of course, but this is still good because it furthers Bitcoin's widespread usage and allows more people to get in on the action without actually owning the currency themselves. News with Apple this week as well is they've recently changed their rules regarding the App Store's policy on template apps or apps that were created through an app generation service. These are typically found through small restaurants and small churches where they don't have a lot of money to pay for their own app development that's custom, but instead they have to use a ready-made template that is matched with their information. It's pretty cheap to do, so there's actually a lot of companies that offer this as a service. However, with Apple introducing this new rule, it's going to severely affect their business. A lot of them are not really sure how to approach this because Apple has been a little broad on what they define as a template-based app, and they've even changed their mind on some apps that were previously accepted and even made popular through the App Store. It's unclear if Apple is going to pull apps that are already on there that might fall under this app generation or template category. However, they have said that the new date for this rule will go into effect is in January of 2018. And the last topic we have this week is net neutrality. So this is an interesting topic because a lot of people are kind of on the fence, either because they don't know enough information about it to form an opinion, or they're not really sure which side to take even after looking at all the facts. Essentially what net neutrality is it's rules that say that internet service providers and content providers cannot create slow and fast lanes for their plans. And essentially what that would mean is using a service like Netflix, you'd have to pay extra for because it uses a lot of bandwidth, whereas something like Facebook, which doesn't use as much, you wouldn't have to pay for. They say that supposedly this creates an uneven environment among competitors. It favors the incumbents more than new startups for online content. And I think this is in the end going to be harmful for the consumer if the net neutrality rules are repealed. The FCC is planning on voting on this week, and they've actually got a lot of comments from the public, over 21 million, some from several high-profile internet pioneers and tech CEOs and executives, all of which are begging them to please leave the rules in place and protect the consumer. This is a controversial issue, so I'm not going to tell you the way you should feel about it. However, I will encourage you to do some Googling about net neutrality, do some research, and see which side do you agree with. Listen to both points of view and decide for yourself if this is overstepping of the government, too much regulation, or if this is necessary for them to protect consumers and prevent the market from becoming dominated by a few big players. I want to give a quick shout out to our Twitter and Facebook pages as well, just so you guys can have more interaction. If you want to ask any questions and look at the stuff we're talking about on there, go to facebook.com/teachalltechinc or go to twitter.com/@teachalltech. Just wanted to give a plug to our social media channels. A lot of them are new and starting out, so there's not too much content on there. But if you want to hop in the comments, maybe write a post on our wall, send us a message and ask us any question, we'd love to help you out. Thanks for watching this week's video. If you like it, go ahead and hit that thumbs up and subscribe. And tell us in the comments what you think about net neutrality. This has been Teach All Tech Tuesdays with Nick Roth, and I'm logging off.